Okay, I'm recording our wonderful, historic, amazing live video training with one of a kind, one of the best top directors in the America, not the only in America. Amazing Rosy Acevedo. Rosy is my wonderful friend. She is one of the top $500,000 sales directors in Mary Kay. And also, Rosie is an amazing, wonderful lawyer. Yes, I am so excited that you will be here with us today. And please, Rosie, share with us what Mary Kay means to you, what kind of business we have, how prestigious, how big, how our company is amazing, because we have also many new consultants here with us and some reinstating consultants who want to build a business and have success with it. So please advise us how to get started, why it's important to have products on our shelves, and look at your beautiful background view of your Mary Kay inventory. So, and what Mary Kay seminar in Dallas, Texas means to you. Like, what would you suggest to all of us from your professional state of view, from your professional point of view, how to make it happen, how to be strong, not only housewives, housekeepers, home attendants, or let's say any like simple profession can be in Mary Kay, but lawyers, doctors, and other high society intelligence. So please, Rosie, talk to us, and we are so hungry to learn from you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Natalia. I appreciate you and your friendship. And for those that are listening, Natalia is just an amazing person and from the heart. We have been able to just get to know each other over the last few years, and she's been in my home, and I just love our friendship. I love being able to call her my friend, and she's been a blessing. And throughout the years, we get to know each other, and there's a sisterhood in Mary Kay that makes it so amazing to know that, like, from all parts of the world and all parts of the United States, that we can come together, in a company like Mary Kay. There's nothing like the sisterhood in there. And so it's my pleasure to talk to you all. And, this is championship season. We are in the last 3 days. After today, that is it. We have another 48 hours. We have all of Friday and Saturday to finish the year and finish strong. And this is championship season. This is where, when we really champions rise, when we go and do the and then some to make it happen, to make those dreams and those goals happen. And you're such a big part of it. Whether you're brand new or you've been in for a very long time, what you do makes a difference. It makes a difference in your family. It makes a difference to the women that you're going to see. It makes a difference to Natalia and her unit and her family and her goals, to the national areas, to the company, to the people that are manufacturing products in Dallas, Texas, to the people that are answering the phones in customer service, right? Every time we put on a lipstick or a mascara and we share it with another woman as well, we make a difference to countless lives. And so in these last 2 days, I pray that you really finish the race, wherever it is. And if you have something that you have to finish, you have a goal that you have not accomplished yet, and you're like, I want to make this goal, then I really encourage you to just not give up, to just do it, to get it done. And if you're like, I don't really have much that I want to finish in the next 2 days, guess what you do today matters, and it's going to help you and propel you to a brand new year, to get out of the gate strong. So I know that this last week I've had activity, I've seen people, I have gone to see faces, called people, done the work. But guess what? This is all going to then pour over into July. So I'm going to start July strong. And while most people in Mary Kay take July off, then you have started the out of the gates in a way that you are ready to run and ready to have the most incredible next year, your best year ever. And I agree that there has to be vision. The word says that without vision, the people shall perish. And so you have to have a vision, not only for you and for your business, but for your family, for your life, for your future. I mean, there has to be a vision of where you want to go. What do you want to do in life? What impact do you want to leave? What legacy do you want to leave? Like, without that, you're just kind of like going through motions in life. And life is really not that fun when you're just going through the motions. But when there's purpose to what you do, that is when you make that difference. And I think seminar is a great way to renew that vision. So if you've been in Mary Kay for quite a few years, or maybe a year or 2 or 3, and you go, every time I go, this will be my 12th year going. And every time I go, I leave seminar with a renewed vision for what I want for my life. I leave every year and I'm just like, okay, this is the next step. This is where I want to go. This is where I see myself. In the years that I'm on my high, I leave even higher. But in the years that maybe I have not been on my high, I've been on my low, I leave there with a sense of purpose, knowing that there is a hope and that every year will be a different year. And Mary Kay gives us hope every single day. And it gives other women hope every single day. When you wash off and you put on that cleanser and you take that off and then you put your moisturizer on, you're giving people hope in Dallas, people hope in Mary Kay corporate and in the manufacturing plant. You're giving hope to your family. You give hope every time you share that product with somebody else. There are women that are waking up at 3 a.m. waiting for an opportunity like Mary Kay, because they need to feed their family, or they need to bring extra income to pay for dance classes or Boy Scouts or, football or basketball or soccer, camps. They are waiting for that. They may be waiting to pay for their children's education or their daycare. I mean, just women need it. They may just need to be part of something that makes them feel important, that they can get dressed up, that they can go to a meeting, that they can go to an event, that they can feel like, I have a sense of purpose. I have a sense of doing something. And so it is so important that you run a race, that you have vision, and that you expand it. And you do that when you're surrounded by like-minded women. So when you show up to your meetings or you show up to events, like today, you're on this call, you're listening to a training, $1 million message, you're going on Mary Kay in Touch, you're doing your skincare confident course, your color confident course, you're going through your MKU. All of that helps you become a better consultant, to help you run a better business so that you can learn to pass it on. And so I encourage you to do those trainings that are online, to do whatever your sales director says. You have a fabulous sales director. I know she has a heart for Mary Kay. And sometimes there's no greater joy and no better asset than to have and work with someone that has a heart for what they do. Because it's not just a business for Natalia. It's her life, it's her passion, it's her desire to see you all successful. And that's what it has to be. It's about passing it on, and it's about continuing to grow and to be that person that God's called you to be. And that Mary Kay is a vehicle for that. And so I know that one of the things that Natalia asked me was to talk about goals and plans and working. And I kind of can tell you, yeah, Mary Kay is for everyone. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of it. Your education background, your ethnicity, race, where did you come from, whether you have money or don't have money, your social status, none of that matters, right? I speak Spanish. I also speak English. I know you all speak Russian. I wish I could speak Russian right now, but I can't even say hello in Russian. I don't know what that's like. So I'm not even going to try that. But I admire that. I admire the fact that we can come from all sorts of backgrounds and we're still part of the same company, right? That is just so incredible to be part of the same company. And we can do that in Mary Kay. Like that's incredible. And that it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you worked before, what your education is, right? If we want it, we can do it. We all got the same starter kit. I got the same starter kit 12 years ago. I don't know how long Natalia's been in. She has the same starter kit. You know, you have the same starter kit. There is no rocket science. There is a book, sell, coach, recruit, book, sell, you know, book, recruit. Like, that's it. That is how we all do it. The only difference is we didn't give up. We keep going. The only difference between us and our nationals is they've learned a lot more lessons and they just keep on going. And so we have to work our business, right? We plan our work and we work our plan. I love this because it's about goals. And this is what it says. It's one of Mary Kay's words of wisdom. I have this little book. I've had this for years, and I don't think you can get it anywhere. I don't know if you have that one, but I love this. And it says, behind every achievement, large or small, lies a plan. If you really want to get things done, the sooner you learn to plan, the better. And I love this little book. It's taught me so much. And I agree, you got a plan. I agree that, you know, if you're going to get it done, you have to have a goal. And so I challenge you, one, to have a goal in the next 2 days. And that might be a sales goal of having $1,000 day, or it might be a sales goal to sell 100 charcoal masks or 25 charcoal masks. It might be to sell, you know, 10 lipsticks or 50 lipsticks, right? It might be to just book, right? Get on the phone and book a few appointments for Saturday. And it may be to book your 10 parties for the month of July, so you start strong. Whatever that goal is, you gotta set it. And by setting that goal and setting what is it that you want out of your life, then you can go ahead and then you put it into action, right? So you set a goal, you put it into action, and you see that come through. You see that come through. You see yourself reap the rewards, reap the benefits of what you set out to do. But you have to set it. You have to have a vision. You have to have a vision. You have to have a goal of where you want to go. And so I think that first, that's important. When I first started as a Mary Kay beauty consultant, I really wanted to have more than just, you know, a hobby, right? And so you either work Mary Kay as a hobby or you work it as a business. And I wanted more than just a hobby. I wanted it to be something that was truly a business. And because I wanted it to be a business, I treated it as a business. I came in. I never missed a meeting. I was always told, you never miss a meeting. You never miss an event. And I didn't. I remember going to a seminar, my first seminar, and my babies were, when I started, my kids are now teenagers, but when I started, they were 11 months, 2, 4, and 6 years old. And so a few months later, by that time, they were 1, 3, 5, and 7. And I remember getting on that plane for that first time to seminar going, what am I doing, right? But I did it. I got on a plane and I went. And so I was always told, you never miss a meeting. You never miss a company function, never miss an event. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then I knew that Mary Kay said, you cannot sell from an empty wagon. You have to have your products. And so for me, I was very, I don't know if anybody could relate to this, but I didn't have a lot of time. I had 4 babies. I was running a law firm. And I was like, gosh, how do I make this work? And for me, having products on hand was so important. You can see my products. I don't know if you can kind of see it back there. Can you see? I think you can see that better. But those are some of my products. That's my office, you know, and I love my office. I love having my products. I don't know if you could see this up there, but I have some products on there. Those are limited edition products, okay? Because I was doing an event in my house. And so I've always treated it as a business, you know. If you go into I like Starbucks. I don't know about you, but I like Starbucks. I don't like Dunkin' Donuts. I like Starbucks coffee. So if you go to Starbucks coffee and I want my, you know, caramel macchiato, and I go to the Starbucks and they don't have my caramel macchiato, and then I go again to Starbucks and they don't have my caramel macchiato, I ain't going to that Starbucks anymore. I'm not going to go. Why? Because I'm like, they never have what I want. And so it's the same. Like, are we providing the customer service? And so I just wanted them to be able to just kind of go. I wanted to be able to go. I wanted to be able to go, show myself as a professional beauty consultant, do a skincare class. And when I'm done, I want to give them their product, and I want them to go home happy with their product, because I knew that the next day they were going to be excited with their customers, right? With their friends and their coworkers, and they're going to go, look what I just got. I just got this lipstick from Mary Kay. What do we do when we get brand new shoes? We get brand new shoes, and then we go the next day and we're like, right? Do you like my shoes? Right? If you get a brand new item and you share. And so I wanted the people to do the same thing. I wanted people to come to my party, to try it, and go the next day and be excited. I wanted for them to take me seriously, because I was a professional beauty consultant, and because I had my products on hand and I was going to give it to them. Okay. I wanted to be able to be efficient on time, because they didn't have time. So if I had a party, like, I'll give you an example. This past Friday, I had a party, very nice party, sold $600 at my party. Everybody when I was done, everybody went home with their products. I literally gave them a bag and I said, here's your product, here's your product, here's your product. I was done. Had I not had that product, I would have to then order it, get it, mark my inventory, call all of them, figure out when was a good time to deliver to them, and then deliver products. Or I would have had to ship products to everybody, and that would have cost me a lot more. So instead of spending the next Saturday 3 hours delivering products, I can now hold more appointments and make more money. Right? And it just made sense. So I recommend having it on hand. That is something you can see. Again, my office, people come, people see it. When people come to my house, they know that I legitly run a Mary Kay business. And so that is really important. I think having that goal in place needs to help you with that decision, right? So how much money do you want to make? How far do you want to go? And that really is important to make that decision of what is best for you. It should be able to push you. It should be able to stretch you, right? And so that is why I believe also having that goal in place is important, because what's your goal for this coming year? Have you thought about that? Have you truly thought about the goal? Is it to earn Princess Court? Is it to earn Queen's Court? Are you earning a diamond ring, a diamond bumblebee? Are you moving, right? This company is a huge challenge. They have this promotion for all in with 8. Like, you can go into TAQ with 8 people. Like, that is crazy. And you only have to have 24, and you could do it now in 3 months because they've lessened the production. Like, I had to do it I had up to 4 months, but we had to get to 30. And we needed 10 to go in. Like, this is so much better right now at this point. And so are you able to do that? Are you making an effort to go out of your way and to get it done? And that is something that I challenge you all to do wholeheartedly. Like work it, make it happen, set a goal. There is no goal that is too big for Mary Kay, because there is no glass ceiling in Mary Kay, right? You can set a goal and you can hit it. You could be standing here today on June 28th, 2018, and be a brand new consultant. And a year from now, you could be driving a Cadillac. That is really insane. And that was something that I loved compared to everything else in Mary Kay, in corporate America versus Mary Kay. Corporate America, you couldn't get the job. You couldn't get that promotion unless that person got promoted somewhere else, got fired, retired, or died. Like, that was it. But in Mary Kay, we can all have these big goals. We can all move to that next level. We can all move up. We can all be in the same position. We can all celebrate from the same successes. And you don't find that somewhere else. They say iron sharpens iron. And that's why, really, because when you stretch yourself and you stretch the person around you, gosh, you move up. You move up. You see better and bigger than you ever have before, because you're like, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. And so there's 2 types of people. There's the person that will look at another person to the left or to the right and go, I'm not good at her. I can't talk like her. I can't do this like her. Well, she's too this. She's too pretty. She has, speaks a different language. Her English is better than mine. Or she speaks this. It's all excuses. Excuses are the lies that no one believes but you, right? Or you can look at that person and say, gosh, I can do that too. If she could do it, I can. She's not any better than me. We're all made perfect. We all have the opportunity. You look to the right and you're like, wow, this person here, she may be going to this step. I'm going to take her coattail and I'm going to run with her. And that is the difference. It's running with the difference of running with intensity, running with passion, running with a goal, running with purpose, and running with a vision. And that's what I pray. I pray that you ladies can decide to finish strong, to make that decision for this year and for next year as well, to gather in with Natalia so that you guys can finish your 300,000 and beyond, and finish so strong and set yourself up for what you are going to do the next month. See, June is not an exception to the rule. June should be the norm. And when you run June as the norm, then that's what's going to propel you every month to have the best year possible, to go each month improving the best, beat your best, beat your best, beat your best, so that you can have a fabulous new seminar year. So I am excited for you. I am cheering you ladies on. I am cheering. I love, again, Natalia. She is a sister at heart. I want nothing but the best for her. I want her really to have an amazing unit, because the more and the better her unit is, the better you are, the better she is, the better everyone is in Mary Kay. And so I hope this helps you. Natalia, I've been seeing you type away. I'm like, oh, it just looks like all symbols to me. So, but I love it. I mean, your hands must be hurting. Is there anything in particular, like anything else you maybe want me to mention? I mean, I tried to hit all the points that you asked me for.
Rosie, thank you so much, ladies. Feel free to ask your questions. You can even speak Russian, and I can translate in English. Девочки, задавайте Розе вопросы. Сейчас самое интересное. Вы можете по-русски мне сказать, я и переведу по-английски. So please, we have 10 more minutes, please. Девочки, смелее, быстрее, быстрее, быстрее задавайте вопросы для нашей Рози. Она замечательный профессиональный человек, мама 4 детей, адвокат, верующая женщина, которая регулярно посещает церкви и очень любит свою церковь, и у меня там много тоже друзей. Задавайте вопросы, пока она с нами здесь.
Наташа, у меня вопрос, можно?
Кто это?
Это Люба.
Представьтесь.
Люба.
О, Люба, hi. Окей, Люба from West Virginia. Окей, Люба, давай быстрее.
Вот у нее 4 детей, у меня 4 детей. Как мне совмещать бизнес и детей, как бы семью, чтобы это было все в балансе, чтобы не было, чтобы страдал бизнес или страдала семья? Как она это все делает? Как это
совмещает? She's a mom of 4 kids, 2 grown-up sons and 2 little girls. Сколько им? 4, да? 4 и 6, да?
5 и 3.
Сколько?
5 и 3.
Okay,
5 и 3.
5 and 3 little girls live with her and grown up 2 sons. And Luba is asking how she can balance, like you, how she can balance her life, family activities and business.
Got it. Okay, so, I mean, you know, balance to everyone looks different. I think that's something you always have to know, right? You have to know yourself. I have 4 kids. Right now, they're all teenagers, but I have done it when they were smaller. Obviously, I've been 12 years in Mary Kay, and now they're 13, 15, 17, and 19 years old. And I do believe it gets harder as they get older, because they're involved in more places and you're running around a little bit more. But I always say, like, what does balance look like to you and what's important to you? We have a company that puts God first, family second, and career third. And that is how I live my life, right? I put God first, you know, whether it's church, my quiet time, just my praise and worship music, like that is first in my life. And then my kids come first. So like, when I have my calendar, it's over there, but when I open up my calendar, I put everything for them. Like whether it's, you know, my oldest son is in college and he's working. My second son plays football and he's a Boy Scout. My oldest already finished and did his Eagle Scout. My daughter dances and my son does Boy Scouts and soccer, the little one. And so all those things are in place, and that's a lot. And so I figure what's important to them, what's important for me to be a part of. Like, do I need to be practiced at a game or do I need to be practiced at every class? Like, Like my daughter, if she's dancing all the time, I can't necessarily go every day. I'm not one of those moms that's going to sit there for 3 hours every time and just watch her. But on certain days I go, or certain class I go, when there's a special thing going on, like if she has a private lesson, I want to go see her during her shows and her big rehearsals. And so that's where I kind of balance. And, years ago, there was a national sales director, Tammy Romich. It was Tammy Romich. She has 4 children as well. And I remember she says, ask them what's important. Because sometimes what you think is important is really your mommy guilt, but it's not necessarily important to them. I wanted to make sure I was at. Like, if there's a game, my kids want me at their game, but I don't need to be at their practices. And so I was able to do that type of balance where I released the guilt and I knew what was important to them or not, right? On certain days of the week, I know that I'm working and that they're fine with that. But on the days of the week that I'm not working, I'm all in with them and I'm enjoying them. Saturdays, I can work all day Saturday, but then on Sunday is my family day and I don't ever answer the phone because I'm spending time with my family. And so there's a balance. On my meeting nights, I'm out, but what do I do? That's if my husband or my kid can cook that day, fine. If not, I try to do some type of food that you just stick in the oven or you stick in a crock pot. So I don't have to worry and be like, oh, I'm late to my meeting or I can't go because I don't have dinner. Are there those days where I've left and there's no dinner and I've had to order something or whip a sandwich? Absolutely. But that's not my norm. My norm is to be able to have dinner on the plate before they go and they're ready and so I can have my meeting. And so that's kind of how you find your balance. I think it's having those priorities, what's important to you, and put God, family, career. And then the rest will fall into place. This week is a perfect example. It's still crazy. It's the end of June. Like, I'm not maybe on top of them as much. It's kind of like, you guys, you got it. You got to make your own lunch, right? Make mama lunch, right? But then there are days where, I'm still doing what? Because the food is not as important, but I'm doing some stuff with my other kids that is important. They need me there. So I know I could do that. And so it really is prioritizing and prioritizing and prioritizing. That is the most important thing. And when you learn to prioritize, when you learn to realize what's important and what comes first and in what order, that's when things start changing. So I hope that helps you. Did that answer your question?
Спасибо, thank you. Ответила на вопрос, Люба? У кого...
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I understand.
Okay, у кого еще какие вопросы, девочки? Any other questions? Feel free. Rosie is here with you. We have 8 more minutes. Please, Rosie here with you. Девочки, Рози здесь с вами, чтобы ответить на вопросы. Вы можете спросить, как она начинала первые шаги, пожалуйста, как она находила клиентов, как она открывала рот и говорила. Спросите все, что вы хотите. You can ask any questions. Let's say how she started, how she opened her mouth and introduced herself as a beauty consultant. Anything you like, ladies, feel free to ask.
Здравствуйте, Наташа, это Юля.
Okay.
Вот у меня вопрос.
From Sunny Isles, Miami. Julia. Да, Юля, пожалуйста.
Ну вот я бы хотела узнать, как она начинала и вот как она искала людей, клиентов, какие соцсети использовала или напрямую она искала через знакомых, друзей.
Okay, Julia is asking her question, how you got started? Like, who was your first customers? Maybe you were working through social medias like Facebook, Instagram, or how did you start? How did you find your first clients? What did you tell them?
Okay, that's a great question. Actually, there was no social media. Because when I started 12 years ago, social media wasn't really used or wasn't popular. I wasn't even on Facebook until, I don't know, a few years back. And so it wasn't something like it is now. And I'm glad that it was like that, because what I will say is a lot of people, because it's social media, that's like an escape. It's a way out and they don't have to pick up the phone and they do everything through message. And so it's like an easy way. And it's also this false notion of how many friends you have when those are more just people on Facebook than friends. And so I did it the other way. I did it the old-fashioned way. Like I literally did a list of everyone that I knew, and that's like your wedding list. Like if you were gonna get married, who do you know? And I wrote everybody down, and it was, you know, it was family, friends of family, husband side of the family, my side of the family. It was my kids and their activities and their their Boy Scouts or their other events, you know, moms that I knew there, maybe people that I, you know, my doctor's offices. And I did a list of everyone, you know, and then that's how I started. I remember one of my mom's friends wanting to host a party, and that was my first class, and it was in Spanish, and I was super scared because I hadn't taught a class in English, much less Spanish. And you know, now there's a lot of tools for that. And then I went to church, and I had a big group, and I wanted to start getting my feet wet, and so I did the satin hands on 30 people. I did that within, like, I don't know, 5 days probably. No, not even a week. And then that allowed me to get the confidence that I needed in order to move on to the next step. And that's kind of how I started. And then I scheduled my debut party, and I invited everybody I knew. I sent out postcards, and, you know, I just sent out an invitation, and then I had my debut party. And from there, I booked other appointments, and then it started growing and growing and growing. And whenever I felt like, oh, I don't know who else to call, I mean, I would go back to that original list that I did until I finished calling them. But again, that's because social media wasn't really available. And so, you know, now I think if you're going to use social media, you know, don't be posting things every day, drowning your social media. Like, that's not what we're about in Mary Kay. But I think that you can message people, and I think you can reconnect with people. I've reconnected with a lot of people through my social media, and some of them now are my clients, you know, and so it's always great to do that, but don't just rely on that. You know, that is like an extra icing on the cake. There is nothing like one-to-one personal contact. That is why we have the most loyal customers out of any other brand, and that is because of what Mary Kay taught us. You know, and it's about the relationship. It's not about people, profit and loss. It's about people and love, and that's something we really have to remember.
Супер.
Thank you very much.
Супер. Okay. What else, девочки? Другие вопросы. 4 minutes. We have 4 minutes left. Девочки, 4 минуты. Любые вопросы задавайте еще. Rosy, maybe you could just play with us your like dialogue. Like, what would you say? Let's say if you are calling, just introduce yourself as a Mary Kay beauty consultant. Let's say to your people whom you know. What would you say? Like, how would you sound? Like, where you gonna invite them? What kind of service you offer? Can you please play with us? Let's say you're calling me, you know me as mom of your daughter's other student, mom in the same school. Let's say you met me at school during the rehearsal or on a parking lot, like, or maybe I'm one of your person you know. What would you say?
Are you asking this as a brand new beauty consultant, or me now being a tenured consultant?
Let's say like a brand new consultant. You would like to build your clientele, and you calling just to invite for your first classes, first shows. What would you say?
Yeah, I call, and when I call, I would say something like, you know, hi, you know, hey, Natalia, this is Rosy. How are you? You know, I am so excited. I had to call you. I wanted to share some great news. I just started my very own business. So usually be like, oh, you did? Or, you know, and I'll say, yes, I'm teaching skincare and color with Mary Kay Cosmetics. And I'm super excited. I'm having my grand opening. And I would love for you to be a special part of that day. And it's going to be on this day at this time. You know, is there any reason why I could not count on your support? and you know, and see what she says, and then I'll explain to her, you know, we'll have pampering that day. You know, it's part of a huge goal I have to do 30 faces in 30 days, and it would mean the world to me for you to be there. I will see what she says, and if she says yes, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, that is so great, I knew I could count on you. You know what, I would really love if you bring a friend with you, invite a friend. It'll be so much funner to come with a friend, and at the same time you're really helping me with my goal, and I just want to say thank you for that. I'm gonna have a little goodie bag for you and for her. And if she says no, I think that's when a lot of consultants kind of like stop, and they're like, oh, okay, well, she's not interested. And if she says no, she's like, hey, it's okay, is that date not good for you? And then you'll hear her out, and then you say, listen, it's okay that you're not going to be there that day. I could really use your help, and I would want nothing more than for you to support my business, and I would just want to pamper you, and that way we can connect. You know, I'm having an event at my weekly success event next week. How does that sound? Or, you know, let's meet on another time. I can come to you or you can come to me. What's better for you, weekday or weekend? Great. Okay, morning, afternoon, or evening. Well, how's this day at this time have availability? Or I'm having an event at this time. How does that sound? And then I would just rebook them. Like, don't be afraid. And anytime you book somebody, say, listen, I'm gonna have a goodie bag for you, and you're welcome to bring a friend or two to join the fun. I'll give you an extra gift, and I'll have a goodie bag for her too. And that's really how it is. It's, don't be afraid. Just go ahead and invite them. That's it. Invite. Open your mouth. You gotta open your mouth.
Super. Rosy, thank you so very much. We have less than 1 minute. I would like to thank you, and it's truly amazing to see you, a successful lawyer, also as an amazing director, mom of 4 wonderful kids. Wow, if you could do it, anyone can do it too. Thank you so very much. We wish you also all the best to reach your seminar goals, and just let us know how we can help you and what we can do for you. I love you so very much, and I'm so honored to call you my friend. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Natalia. Bye, ladies.
Bye. Yay.
Good.